Alright. Got that set up. Alright. Clean this seat off real quick. Alright, let's see. How's this looking? Like this. Like this, right? Okay. So, let's open up this. Easier with the pin on, I guess. Okay. You guys can see that, right? Can y'all see that shit? Okay, y'all can see that shit. Yeah, let's turn it like this. A little bit better. That's a little better. Now, let's also split screen it. Google Photos, collections, albums. All right. So, let's see. We're gonna need a couple different things. Where's the anatomy folder? This one right here. Now, we'll leave that for later. Wow. They actually call it the occipital. Hey, what's going on, man? We're gonna break some stuff down, okay? Let's see. Can y'all see that clearly? Yeah, y'all can see that shit. Alright. Let's back it out a little bit. Maybe, I wonder if I turn this way. And you go up a layer. Boop, boop. Alright. Matter of fact, here, let's do this. Let's go to this one. And make these smaller because we're gonna have to arrange this properly. Go like that. Go to this layer. This. Oh, these are both the same. Let's put them next to each other. Do it like this. Insert the photo. Let's get the Moloch photo. This one right here. That's half of the top. So put that like this. And then let's insert another one. We need this side of it. This over here. This. Really need that middle section too. But all right. Okay. So everybody's all freaked out because they've seen this image. This is in the Boston Museum. Okay. Let's see. Can we? There we go. All right. So, few things for us to recognize. Because there's this video of this guy that's going around, and what he's doing is going to all these different places where all this artwork is. If you don't know, this is found in Boston. Okay. I think it's in their city hall, I believe. Like that. Let's take this one. here. I think there's a few more to put in here. Because we got, let's see, I want that middle section. This section right here. The dude that did this is a fucking genius. So I don't this is like some amazing artwork that they did. Let's go down to here. We'll do these two on a different one. Okay. All right. So, matter of fact, while we're doing that, let's take that last one, this one here, let's spin it this way. And we'll cut it off. Cut off all of this section. All right, now we should be good to go. So everybody's all freaked out about these images. Hey, can you guys hear me clear? In fact, I guess for now, let's get rid of this. Alright, here we go. So a lot of people are freaked out about these images, right? And there's some very interesting stories floating around about these images. But what most people miss is the science behind it. Let me show you a couple different things here. You see that? We're going to be going over symbolism. Now, a few things I want you to recognize when we're dealing with symbolism. Let's go with black real quick because we're going to add some things in here so you can see it more clearly. Right? Let's see. We need anatomy. Let's see. Y'all gonna be like, oh, that shit makes sense. Alright, so first off, let's clarify the Moloch. We could start with that, but hold on. Let's just get everything out on the table. Where's the heart? Ah, the heart. Give me this one. This one looks the best. Smaller. Okay. And the heart. Going to need the mind. Let's see, what's all on there? You got the heart. You got the lions, which is your kidneys. Where's it at? There's a serpent in there. I wonder if they'll let me put it up there. Need that. Shrink that down. There's your boy Moloch. Bloop. Make that a little bit smaller. See, in order for you to be able to recognize these things, you need to know what it is that you're looking at in the first place. Okay? That's the problem that most people have with symbolism, is you always want to compare it to some demonic thing that they told you about, so that you can't recognize that it's all about you in the first place. Right? And so they give you possessions, and the possessions that they give you really start to fuck you up. Like really, because y'all see all these horrific things everywhere, rather than what they truly represent. Let's see. We need. Now you need a female reproduction, because she stands on the crescent, right? The serpents. Also need, now where's that? That is the kidney, but we need the proper ones. Where's the lion's paw? There it is. Boop. Yes. You can see where the lion comes from. Alright, let's see. What else do we need? We need... let's see, we're definitely going to need this because there's plenty of unks. Yeah, I like that one better. Alright, give me that one. See, once I start to build this out for you, it'll be a lot easier for you to see. So it's going to take me a minute to put these together. I just figured you guys might want to hang out for a little bit while I did so. Let's see, definitely need the mind. But not for this part. I need the arteries. There's swans in there, so we'll take this one as well. No, you don't need it. You can see the swan on the other one. Where is the circle of Willis? Sorry, I'm looking for something very specific. My bad if I'm holding you up. But it's very important that we have all the details together so that you can see these things for what they are instead of what you've been taught to see them for. Okay? It's very crucial. pancreas. Right there. What else? Does this show all the arteries? I think this one might show the arteries. Shrink this down. This. Nope. That's not what I'm looking for. No, that's not going to be good. This one will, though. Sorry, I know it's taking a second. My bad, though. I just gotta make sure I get this right for you. Otherwise, people are gonna be able to deceive you with all kinds of bullshit. Have you stuck in a world of demons and monsters, feeling like there's nothing that you can do to make things right. And that's just not the case. And we gotta break all these little spells they put everybody under. I think that's going to be it for the moment, though. Let's see if Skulls and Skeletons has it. No. Okay. That'll be enough. Give me this one. Let's turn this into a breakdown. Give me this one. Actually, we need to go to recent, put on this right here. Alright, here we go. My bad. Sorry. I know that took a second. Alright, let's see. Y'all can see everything on here now. That's good. Alright, so now we can split screen it. Alright, so let's go over some stuff. Alright, first off, see the grapes? Okay, there's 12 gleaming grapes. Because this is oxygenated water. Okay, it's oxygenation of the waters, right? That's why it's in the blue. Blue is for water. Okay. All right, you get that? Look, check this out. You see these grapes? Let's go to mental magic real quick. Because they put these things in here on purpose, but those that don't know the symbols will never know the message. Instead, you'll be stuck in a world full of gods and goddesses and deities and all these mystical, magical things that are completely out of your reach. When the reality of it is these things were created for you, for those with the eyes to see. And for people that think that symbolism is demonic, it's based off of sacred geometry. Sacred geometry is based off of nature, which is based off of the creator, so therefore, how could it be? Things that you should question. Now, where are these grapes at? Hold on. Because the grapes, here we go, the gleaming grapes. Okay? See the little bunches of grapes? That's what your lungs look like on a microscopic level. Well, let me back this out a little bit. There we go. Okay? Alright, so it's showing you the grapes because the grapes represents your lungs. Like I said, this is oxygenation of the waters. Right? Because your lungs on a microscopic level, that's this picture right here. Okay? This right here is what your lungs look like under a microscope. So you have the grapes. Alright? Very, very simple stuff. Now, let me see something. Hold on, let me get my little microphone thing so you can hear me more clear. Hold on a second. Class is in session, ladies and gents. Oop, hold on, let me throw a little bit of fire in my wood burning stove. Keep it nice and warm in here. In 1 second, and we're going to get all the way into this. Gotta keep this shit hot. Let's do a couple of big ones, a couple of little pieces. You know, not for nothing, but somebody told me that they thought that I was poor because of how I choose to live. I have a whole house right next door. I'm not gonna lie to you though. I kind of prefer being out here with my little wood burning stove and my little homemade theater for me to teach you lessons. It's not that I live poor. It's that I don't really need a lot. I just need a nice quiet place to read some books and keep warm. Outside of that, I'm good on life. Like, a lot of y'all get caught up trying to get all this fancy shit that you don't need, which is why a lot of y'all stay broke. Because y'all be miserable trying to chase all these things that you don't need. Just think about that. Now, hold on, because I got to close this back up. Let me throw a little fire starter thing in there. Get it cooking. And then we'll get back to the lesson, okay? Matter of fact, I think I just burnt up like 30 minutes. I think I'm gonna start this all the way over. I burnt up like 30 minutes trying to put that little tablet together. Hey, look. Hey, you know how you get this thing going? Get you a little spritzer of alcohol. Yeah, I also used to be one of those little kids that would set potholes on fire, so. Mind you, this is right up my alley of things that I enjoy. All right, there we go. Got some fire burning in that motor. Look at that. Cooking, okay? All right, so give me 1 second while I finish putting this together. Give me 1 second. Let's see, we got to organize it a little bit. Yes. I don't think y'all really appreciate how simple life is. Y'all be getting caught up in all these semantics of what people tell you that you need and have to have. No, you don't. That's what they want. Just because they want it doesn't mean that you need it to be happy and fucking survive, okay? Just keep that in mind. This thing is going to be blazing here shortly. And put a couple heavy-duty logs in there. All right, we're going to close this bad boy off. it burn, let it burn. Alright, hold on. I know. Y'all waiting for a lesson and stuff. I know. Just give me 1 second. I just want to get this shit going. Good enough. It'll catch. Gotta close it up before it gets smoky in here, though. Alright, let me do this, and then we'll get back to what we were talking about. Alright, that should go. That should be good for the next, like, 45 minutes to an hour. Let's get that away from there. Last thing I would need is a whole fucking canister of alcohol exploding. Alright, let's get you guys over here. Oh, give me 1 second. There we go. Hey, you can see the whole thing. Just like that, okay? Now let me get this little microphone thing out. Put this on here like this. And then this needs to come out of here. Plug this in. Hey, you can hear me a lot better now? You should be able to hear me a lot better now. Put this joint on here like this. Okay. All right, we're good now, right? All right. All right, good to go. Okay, so I kind of want to adjust my little phone holder thing one more time, but whatever. I'll just cut this shit out of the video. All right, so check it out. Let's get into it, shall we? All right, so you guys can see everything. Let me zoom this in a little bit for you so you can see it a little better. Hold on. Go like that. Zoom in some. This needs to be this way. All right, yeah. Okay, you guys can see. All right. Now y'all should be able to see everything. All right, so now, as we've explained to you several times, oh, hold on, I gotta back it out just a little bit because my head's getting cut off. Hold on. There we go. Don't worry, I'm gonna get me another phone holder for this thing. Let's see, make it so you can see the whole screen. All right, there we go. That's good enough. Okay. So, on the left over here, damn, I gotta put something in there. Hold that shit straight. I have to fucking fix that tomorrow or something. Yeah, my little jerry-rigged fucking shed, okay? Don't be a hater. I built this shit from my own scraps. Alright, so check this out. Check this out right here. You see this image? Okay, so this image is from the Boston, it's like the State Building or something like that, okay? This is where these images, all the images that you're going to see over here come from the state buildings, okay? It gets pretty wild in there. That's where, I didn't know, but that's where this image was at. The image of Moloch, right? Okay, it's actually this right here. Check this out. Pretty wicked stuff, right? Pretty dope. Look at it. That's a lot of work somebody put into this shit. And it's a shame that so many people have fucking demonized it and made it all about bad stuff, because that's all that most people can see when they're looking at these things. But the facts of the matter is that what you're actually looking at is the transference, right? You have the waters and the blood that are coming together. Shit, sorry. Yep, there we go. Right. So, of course, you have the ox for your reproductive organs. Let me show you. Right, this is where the difference between wisdom versus knowledge, right? The knowledge of something versus being able to apply it. Let me show you this real quick, because all this is what they're really showing you is their body. Okay, this is what they're all actually getting you down to, but you don't recognize it because you don't realize that all those buildings were temples. See, they were all temples that were built in order to reflect the body, so that it would be something. Hold on, let me look at this picture real quick, see if you guys can see everything. Oop. Of course, I fuck it up as soon as I do it. All right, here we go. See, you got to remember that all these buildings that they have nowadays are based off of ancient works, right? And the ancient works were always made to represent the body on a massive scale, because it wasn't being built. It's not being built for you and I. It's being built for the Creator to see. So you know, they would recognize and represent the Creator's works through bodies of work. That's why buildings are called a body of work in the first place, right? You have the head, the throat, the shape of the rib cage, right? And that goes down your spinal column, okay? That's why you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers on each side, all right? Because that doubles, right? Notice how they're all split. So if it's split, that's what? Instead of it being 6, it's 12 per side, right? Your rib cage, okay? That always leads up to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? It's 7 layers, right? That go up to the mind. It's always going to come to the 1 and the 2 that split into the 1, 2, and the 3. Okay, because that's your. Hold on, let me show you. Where is it at? Where's that circle of Willis? What's a Willis? Because once you understand the anatomy, like officially, to the point to where you can get to reciting how your body actually functions, it'll make it a lot easier for you to understand all of this shit. Because that's where it all starts from. It all starts with something internal being shown in something external. Okay, you know, it's all that crap they say about microcosm, macrocosm nonsense, all that shit. Look, check this out, right? Okay, look, right? So if you notice from your mind, right? Oh, let me zoom in a little bit more. Oh, I can't. Hold on. Let's just go to anatomy. It would be easier this way if I just show you the whole thing. So I'm going to give you the basic breakdown so that you can understand this shit. Okay, check this out, right? Alright, right, so this is your mind, okay? In the center of your mind is what is known as the circle of Willis. Okay, now the circle of Willis has horns that come off of it, and it also, let me go to the other image of it, so you can see it, right? Okay, so this here would be the top of Osiris's hat. Okay, this is where the horns come out from. Down here has the 1, 2, and the 3 rivers of blood that flow through. Okay, these are your 3 wise men, because the 3 wise men are the instructions that are coming from the brain. Okay, down here at the base of it, this is known as your canal. This is known as your pons in your medulla, but specifically you have these 2 separate parts that split right here are known as your pyramids, and then on the side of the pyramid, but you can't see it because the artery's in their way, is little spots that they call olives, right? So you have your olives, your pyramid, and your canal. Okay, that's the river that runs through you. Hey, look, hey. Oh man, me and the Muslims gonna have a real serious talk when it comes to this stuff, because I just found out today where they got their boy Muhammad from. Muhammad came from Mohammed. Mohammed is the river. That's the river, the Nile River that runs through everything. So me and the Muslims I'm about to start digging in their shit next, because everybody's got to be brought to the light. Can't be a whole bunch of people missing in the shit. Okay. So anyway, look. All right. So over here you have Moloch. Right? Now, if you notice, he's got 4 arms. Okay. Well, 2 technically. I guess these are legs. Alright, we'll say that these are his legs, just for the sake of. Alright, but look. First, I want you to notice something. See these 2 platforms? Nobody ever notices this stuff coming out behind it. Alright, so what do you got? You got the plate, the shield. Alright. Hold on, let me see if the other image is more clear. Yeah, this is a nice clear one, right? Let's make sure they didn't add nothing extra into it, because, you know, motherfuckers be trying to do extra shit sometimes. Get rid of this. Yeah, it looks pretty much the same. All right, right. So this is a statue of Moloch. Okay, the Moloch. Hey, what causes you to have moles? Oh, that would be stress, isn't it? So isn't it kind of funny how he's got 3 lions coming out of him, right? So that would be your 3 wise men. Okay, the extension of the 3 wise men, but it's fiery, it's burning, right? So it's literally your spine. Look at it. So no, these have nothing to do with some crazy deities and shit like that. It's just that y'all don't know symbolism. So, you know, they're allowed to tell you whatever they want because you don't know how to recognize symbolism, which makes it very easy for you to be controlled by these things. All you gotta do is turn it sideways. It's your spinal column. Going around his neck. Okay? These links that you see in this chain are these links right here. Okay? Because he's down in your hips. Look at the bells that he has on him. Why would it be bells? Let's see how many bells there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. How many ribs you got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh yeah, don't forget the floating rib. The 13th. Okay? It's your 13. So the bells. Why is it the bells? Because you're dealing with frequency. Right? I already showed you the other part of it. This part right here, the grapes. Right? Remember, the grapes have to deal with your lungs on a microscopic level. Now look. This is your heart. Okay? Look at it. You got the 12 on either side of it, which represents your lungs. And look, you have female. Why? Because it's transferring. Okay, female represents the transfer of energy, whereas male represents the physical production. That's why you have the male down here. All right, look. Let me see if I can draw this out for you. If we go like this, see? It's your heart. Okay. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Let's take a look. Take a close look at this. Close examination. All right. So you got the two ladies. Whoop. There's one body here. All right, she's over top of this other one. All right, there's another lady here. But now I want you to look at these. Look at these arms. Let me get a good picture of the heart up here. Hold on. I need like a full diagram of the heart. Bloop. All right, look, right? Just clear this up a little bit. Now, I want you to think about the way that the heart is structured, okay? Oh, my bad. I thought I was out the way. All right. Now, look. You notice how the heart here, let me move it, each side of it. It might be in reverse because, okay, look. I want you to check this out. One, something people don't recognize. One, there's a little serpent down here. Okay, just keep that in mind. And oh, I'm gonna have to get a section. I'm gonna have to get a part for this section right here, because this is the oil that's traveling in, and it's telling you where it's coming from. Because look, here's your pyramid right here with the light. Here's your tree. Here's the water, the vortex going around in the circle. Can't really make out what this one is. But, you know, here's another tree here. And then there's a person that's sitting here with their legs crossed. Boop, boop, boop. And then down here is a river as well. Okay. I can't really see what this one is, though. I'll have to get some better images together. But, all right. Notice you got the crescent with the 1, 2, and the 3. That comes down to the hands. Okay. Now, the hand is a representation of your mind and your heart. Okay. Your mind has 5 lobes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Just like your heart has the arteries. It's got the 5 that come off of it. That's why your hand, like this, hold on, maybe if I, you guys aren't close enough to see that shit. But, all right, my bad. Yeah. All right, so check this out, right? Now, look, you see how you've got the large one? All right, and she's reaching over this way, right? It's big. Okay, and then you've got these 1, 2, 3. That's the 1, the 2, and the 3. Okay, but over top of that is where your aorta's at. This section right here is right here. Okay, that's why you have the arms coming out like that, because they're showing you the different ways that it's traveling. That's why it's on the left and the right side, right? Because your heart is open. See, that's why it's in between the 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, you see that? I keep forgetting that y'all so far away. Are y'all able to see this shit clearly or not? Here, let me sit down and look. I'm going to sit here and watch it with you. All right, so look. So, if you don't know, the muscles are your wings. Okay, if you ever wonder why everything has wings on it, it's because it's showing you the heart. I'll show you. We need the different muscle fibers. That would be... where'd that image go? Sorry, apparently some of my stuff has been moved unknowingly. Here we go. See the feathers? Okay. This is why they have everything with wings. Because your muscles look like feathers. Feathers, pillars, right? So these are the feathers that you see in all of the old ancient stuff, okay? These are the feathers. This is why you see some of them are arrows, okay? And then some of them are a chalice, right? They talk to you about the chalice. They also talk to you about the pillars, okay? These are different types of muscles in the body, right? Think about it. What's your brain? Muscle. It's muscle fibers, right? Where the temple's located. Right? So you know the tail of the feathered serpent or of all the dragons. Okay. You know, once you start to recognize these things, it'll make it so that you can see symbolism. You just need to know what it is that you're looking at. So the reason that you have the feathers is because, you know, it just reinforces it even further. You have the grapes, which represent your lungs on a microscopic level. Then you have the feathers, which represent the muscles that wrap around the rib cage. Right? See the feathers? That's why it's opened up like that. Okay. Now, the scarab itself is actually in the shape of your brain and your heart. If you didn't know. Okay. So when you start looking at all these old images and things, realize that they're showing you stuff, right? So there's oil that's being passed here. Now it's going to the scarab, which is actually looks like a crab in this one. This dude was doing a lot. I ain't gonna lie to you. This guy did a lot of work putting these things together. Okay. So you have the physical blood down here, and notice how it's being pushed downward. Right? Notice how the hand is reaching out and bracing itself. This one right here. You see him down there? See, those aren't his wings. He's being held down by them. So it's the action of it being pushed down. You see him in there, right? Okay. You see that guy right there? He's being pushed. Okay, because it goes down on the left side. It's always going to go down on the left side and up on the right. If you notice, he's being carried here. All right, see how he reaches out? Look, if you look closely, there's actually an eagle here. Okay, you have the eagle's talon right here grabbing onto his arm. This is the eagle's wing. So this is his face right here. This is his arm coming out. His other arm is going into it. It's holding on to it, right? So it's picking him up. Whereas on this one, where's the eagle's face on this side? Or does it even have one on this side? All right. Look, so you see the difference here? Look, see the claws are down here. Okay, there's one leg there, another leg here. Right. Now, if you look at it, 1, 2, 3. All right. If you look at it, he's being pushed downward on this one. Because male is what? The physical. So this is the physical. So he's the blood. Okay. That's the blood being pushed down. Whereas this one, you see is, look, check this out, right? So look, on this side, you notice how you don't see the eagle's face? There's no face in there. It's just pushing him downwards. That's all you see is him fighting against the bird. He's like getting pushed downwards, right? Whereas on this side, if you look closely, this is the eagle's mouth. He's biting into him, and he's got his talons in his arms, right? Because what do your arms do? They carry things, right? So the talons are in the arms, so he's carrying it, which is bringing it up, right? So on one side, you have him bringing it up, whereas on the other side, it's going down. The reason behind that is because, once again, this is the heart. And your heart, if you notice, oh, let me get out of the way. Sorry about that. See, this is the way that your heart works. On the left side, everything comes down from the mind, goes to the heart. Where on the right side, everything goes up to the mind, from the heart. Okay? So, sorry about that. Look. The left side's going down, just like on the left side, you have this eagle that's going down. Whereas on the right side, it's coming up because he's carrying it. So he's bringing it up on the right side. This is the diagram of the flow. Okay, that's all that this image is. Like I said, the reason that they're female is because you're dealing with the transference. It's carrying it. It's moving it through. Okay, so you have all of this going over to this side. I want to see the middle part. I need to get a better image of this middle part. But if you look, right? So on this side, it's all red going in. Right? So that's the blood returning. Whereas on this side, going through the serpents, you know, your veins and your arteries. That's why you see the serpent there. Okay. You have it being transferred downwards into the hands of Moloch, right? So it's carrying the energies. Because your reproductive organs is where, why do you think they call it the sacred secretion? It's a secretion. It's your fucking, it's your reproductive energy, right? This is all about semen retention. Okay. Now look, check this out, right? So if you notice what most people don't see, let me show you what most people don't see about this image. Look, check this out. You know what this is? It's Isis, Osiris, right? He's got his arms crossed like he's supposed to. See, most people don't even see this part of it. I don't know why. Probably because they make it dark as fuck so that you can't. And here's your boy Horus right here. You were looking at this image the whole time and didn't even recognize their shadows. I guarantee it. You didn't even see them sitting there, did you? Tell the truth. Hey, look, don't lie. Don't fucking lie. You didn't even see them in there. Oop, shit. Oh, my bad, my bad. Look, you didn't even see them in there at the bottom. Just chilling. Now we already know. Now, this would be, I'm sorry, they swapped them out. That's Hathor right there. Well, I mean, it could be Isis. I don't know. We can't really see the full details on it. They kind of blacked it out. Okay. They kind of blacked it out. Why? Now, a lot of people will be like, oh, they blacked it out because they were trying to hide it. No, they didn't black it out because they were trying to hide it. That's telling you that it's the spirit of these that created this. Oh, there goes that puzzle piece. Hold on. Okay, the spirit of this is the foundation of this. That's why you don't see it, but you see it. Right? It's letting you know that that's where the keys to this are. Okay? So let's look at it. So let's add the pieces together. Let's go to this one here. Now you got Osiris. Because, you know, they always like to give you keys as to where things come from. All right, you got your boy Osiris, who's your circle of Willis. Okay. Your endocrine system. All right. He carries the ascending artery here and your nerve stem here. Okay. Now remember, when I showed you the circle of Willis, the little staff that he carries here, the one with the whip on it, has the three pieces, the 1, 2, 3 that come off of here. Okay. And then he's got your ascending artery because that's what redistributes it to the mind. So Osiris is the representation of the circle of Willis. You have Horus standing next to him, which is the basal ganglia and the thalamus. Okay, that's your boy Horus right here. That's his eye right here. All right. It's the basal ganglia. Okay, that's the thing that sends the information through the body. Okay, your thalamus is the thing that controls. Oh, what the fuck is it? The autonomy. Okay, it has to deal with the autonomy of how your system reacts to things. So, you know, but there's your boy. Hold on, what do they name him? Mohammed, which became Muhammad in the Muslim religion. Mohammed, which is the waters. They say he's the waters of the river, which is, you know, the water, your cerebral spinal fluid, basically. Oh, my bad. This is a little bit. Why is that crooked, though? Oh, there we go. Now it ain't so crooked anymore. Okay, so now Isis with the crown on her head, she's got the crown of Hathor because that's your reproductive organs. Where's it at? Hold on. It's kind of wild, yo. That's the first time that I noticed that they were in there. It kind of took me a second to see them. You see how? You see, the ox is the male and female reproductive organs. Okay? That's why it holds the orb. This is this down here. All right. Okay. It's reproductive organs. So when you see this right here, we know that it's feminine. It's the female reproductive organ that they're dealing with, because the masculine one has the phallus, this part right here. This section right here. See, the male organ has the phallus on it, whereas the female organ is the bulb. You get me? So, feminine, which is this one. Masculine. If you notice, he's got both, because the face of the ox is the masculine part, whereas the feminine part is above it. All right, so it's the male and the female coming together, you know, hence Moloch being, you know, why do you think they're so interested in transgender stuff? Well, it's because of this shit like this, okay? It's misinterpretations of shit like this. So, you've got the 3 lions, 1, the 2, and the third one is, I believe it's on this side. Yeah, there he is right there. The third one right here, okay? Here go their little paws. Notice how their paws only have the 4? Okay. The paws of the lion. All right. What are the paws of the lion? What controls the blood? Check this out. Let me show you what the lion's paw is. Because this is all very, very scientific. There's not a fucking missing point on this. This is what makes this shit so fucking amazing. And it's sad that they teach you guys all this angel, devil, fucking demon stuff so that you can never see the dopeness that's behind all these works that these people are putting. It takes serious fucking thought to come up with this stuff. Get it serious? You know, the star. Thoth, you know, serious thought. The dog and the... Never mind. And look, I'm gonna further show you this stuff even more so that it you're gonna be like, get the fuck out. It's like it's the whole building is built this way. Look, you see the lion's paw? It's your kidneys. That's what the paws of the lion represent. Your kidneys. The thing that regulates your blood and your salt and your... Yeah, that's what controls your emotions, is you responding to the things that you eat. Right? And that's a very important thing when you're dealing with something like trying to regulate your energy. Okay? That's why it's on there. Sorry. Had some pizza. I don't do so well with cheese anymore. It's weird, though. It's weird how many things don't work like they used to. Oh. But yes, I had some pizza. I don't care how you feel about it. I know how to regulate my shit. That's why I get to eat the way that I eat. Okay? So you have your basal ganglia, your circle of Willis, and your reproductive organs all being controlled by the blood. Now, don't they tell you that in Egyptian times they have, what's her face? Sekhmet. You know, the one that's the blood-driven one that all the gods fear? The lioness. Right? They're telling you about stuff and you don't even realize it because you're listening to the story instead of listening to the meaning. Okay? So now look, right? So you have the energy that's here that's being transferred through the blood and the water, right? That's why it's the blue. Because look, your blood comes from your water in your body. That's what a lot of people don't realize. It's the water that's in your body that creates the blood. Okay? So you have to cleanse the waters first. How do you cleanse the waters? Through your breathing. That's why it's got the regulation, the shape of the heart. It's got the ascending and bringing up. It's got the grapes for the lungs, right? Because it's your breath work, right? That's why Moses had to get the tablets, you know, the word of God, you know, the thing in the shape of the fucking lungs and shit, okay? Now, you notice how this is happening between the pillars, right? What are the pillars? The temple. The mind, because the mind is what is affected by all of this. So you have to have your mind right first, right? So, you know, like I watched this whole video. There's this crazy lady going around trying to tell people about all kinds of demonic stuff. And it's like, look, lady, like, thank you for showing me what you're possessed by. But no, thank you. I think I'll pass on that. There's real applications for this stuff, and it's real useful stuff. So let me show you even more about this that most people aren't even going to pick up on. Look, check this out, right? Oh, I'll show you guys everything. Because look, if you notice, there's a section right down here too. Right? You see that section? We're going to make a new page for this. Hold on. I'm going to get you to another page real quick. This one. Check this out, right? I'm going to show you how it all plays together. Look. Matter of fact, I don't even need to do it like this. Hold on. Let me just cancel this. Well, no, I will keep it this way. Hold on. All right, right. So this is the section that's right below that. Maybe this section here. Let me get big like this. Let me add in all the sections real quick. Hold on. Yeah, this is all right below that image. There's a couple other ones that are on these walls too that are dope as shit. Now, I'm not sure where this one is in correlation to it, but I know that this one is on the wall as well. These are all the images that are in that same place. I'm going to have to get a couple different pages for this. You're gonna be like, holy shit, like once I show you this shit, it'll be undeniable. Look at how it's all set up. All this shit is pure symbolism. Like they did a beautiful job putting this together. And it's a shame that, you know, people don't get to enjoy these things because of all the mythology and theology that's been put on this stuff. Like it's all a bunch of bullshit from a bunch of people that are possessed. If you want to know, that's what it boils down to. Is a bunch of people that are possessed by things that they can't seem to let go of. And it's a shame because it's making it so that, you know, you get their bullshit rather than finding out what this is really about. Get it? Bullshit. Now you know why it's bullshit. All right, let's see. There's this image, and then there's this image. I don't know where this image is, but they say it's in there. I never found the exact spot or location that it was, so I ain't gonna be able to tell you that part of it. But where's the other one? There's this one as well, right here. And all these images are fucking loaded with symbolism. It's quite amazing, to be honest. that somebody took all the time to put these things together, and people just walk around hating on their shit for no reason. Remember when, like nobody thinks about that shit, yo. Here, let's turn it this way real quick. Then I can actually. All right, look, check this out, right? Remember, I tell you, it's always about the 4 and the 3. Why? Because let's back this back to where's that heart diagram thing at? It's all about your heart and your mind. Oh, here, this will work. We'll use this one. All right. So look, check this out. Let me see if I can. All right, you see this chamber over here? That's your mind. Okay. Because in your mind, you have a left and a right hemisphere. Right. Notice how the chandelier drops right where the pineal gland would sit. Right. You have the 3 chambers. Right. And that leads to your 4 lobes. Boop, boop, boop. And that's this section here. Okay. Now, if you notice the 4, hold on, I gotta hold the pencil the right way, otherwise it fucking draws way off. All right, look, right, check this out. See, you got 1, 2, 3 here. And your 1, your 2, and your 3rd one here. Right? So you have your frontal, occipital, frontal, perennial, lombatic, and your occipital lobe. Right? On both sides of the brain. That's this. You see that? You see the chamber of the mind being created, right? You have your pineal gland here. But they did all the symbolism too. Look, check this out. I bet you. Hold on, let's check this out. Let's see how many light bulbs there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. 31. All right, I can't really see all of them to count them all out. But I guarantee you that there's at least like 33 on the large one, and then fucking 12 on the other one, and then it'll be 18 on the next one, and then 7 on the next one, down to the 3. Notice how it gets smaller and smaller as it goes. But what's the shape? You get me? But if you look at it over here, right? No, it's very intricate stuff, Joker. This is very intricate stuff, man. And it's kind of crazy how people have been taught not to be able to see it from this, right? Now look, see how the 3 arches are right here? Now look, at the top of the 3, you have the left and the right, okay? But next to it, where it turns, you have the 3 going this way and the 3 going this way. You get it? Now look. Your brain has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts altogether. Now, if you notice at the base of the brain, when we look over here, this is where you have it, right? So this is, all right, so check this out. So this is where your frontal lobe is, okay? And then it goes around, all right? So you have the 4 lobes that are up top of the brain, and then the cerebellum is your bottom parts, okay? Now, the cerebellum is the thing that controls the emotional response, right? So your emotions are based off of what? Pride. The lions. You get it? Like, it's all right there in front of you. Like, it's not something that's very hidden or very fucking mysterious. Right? Now you get why the lions sit at the lower level, because that's where your brain would be. Here, let's do it like this, because this makes it so you can see it easier, I guess. Okay? So, wait a minute, why is that upside down? Hold on. Sorry. I'll go this way. So, this is your brain. That's what the building's based off of. It's kind of dope, right? Like, you would never think. Like, you would never think that they were building like this unless you already knew. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's not something that's just going to be commonly known. But that's the problem is, learning all these other symbols and shit makes it so that, like, you see stuff like this and you lose your mind. You're like, holy fuck, they're demons and they're worshiping. Da, 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 da. All right, but let's check this out, right? You see the serpents down here? See this guy right here smacking the serpent with a stick? You see him? You see him beating on the serpent and shit? Look, but what are you really seeing there? There's two separate serpents here. First off, one's blue, one's red. Okay, there's the blue one that's going down on the left. All right, same symbolism, just different forms of it. And then now if you notice, right, the blue one is he's not standing on it, right? It's coming out of him, right? He holds on to it. Right, it's always behind on the left side. Notice that? Now look, they got clouds, right? What's your brain made out of? Oh, gray matter, clouds. You get me? So think about it. What's he represent? Because look, if you notice, right, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then on the other side, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But there's a red serpent that's going around everything. Notice how he stands on the red serpent, whereas the blue serpent is always passing through. Right? The red serpent's the foundation, so that's the blood. Right? Now, if you pay attention, if you look closely, the blood is transferring through the serpents. Look, see the red spots? It's not that it's an anaconda. No. Okay. Notice how where he grabs the serpent, you only see the 3 fingers there, and then the other one on the other side, right? But look, check this out. Notice how blue, 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 but where he grabs it at, it starts to turn red. That's where you see the red spots start popping up. Now, I wish this wasn't, I wish this was a little bit closer as far as being able to see this a little bit like more clear, because then I could really give you all the details of it without it looking like I'm fucking guessing. But, I'd like to count the spots, because look, if you see there are sequences of 3s on all the spots. So if you notice over here, right, look at the eyes. Notice how over here the eyes are white. Okay. Whereas over here, the eyes now have a red glow to them. All these details matter, right? This one's still white, but this one's got the red. Now, where is the main part of this giant red serpent? So, through the symbolism, if you get it, right? So, this guy here, Circle of Willis. These are the arteries that are passing, whereas this is the one that's the foundation. See the big thick red one behind everything? If you notice, it's being bound together, right? Notice how his foot stands on it for it being the foundation. But if you notice, it twists and curls and wraps itself into the other one. But look, check this out. Little details that people are going to miss. You see how where the reproductive organs are, there's the lion's paw. There's a little lion's paw coming out of here. Two of them. Look. Okay. So you got the two lion's paws, right? Now, why would he be carrying the lion's paws? Because look, they're also around his neck as well. Look, here's the head of the lion. See, people don't even realize some of this shit. Here's the mouth of the lion. Even got the little teeth and everything. Right above the man's head. Because this is all based on your emotions, your pride. Pride leads you to what? Envy. Oop. Sorry. Right? Pride, envy, your ego. All the things that get your blood flowing. And so, if you notice, right, it's going to the 3, but you have the lion's paw right here. And the other lion's paw right here. See, people don't notice the little details, and it's the little details that put everything together for you. Right? Because remember, the lion's paw is the what? Kidneys. The thing that controls the blood, that cleanses your blood through the salt and the sugar. Your kidneys. It's the regulatory thing that now your emotions are based off of the conductivity, which is your salt, and your hyperness, which is your sugars. Okay? These are things that alter the way that you view things, the way that you act, and the way that you see, and the way that you fucking react to things. So it's very important that you learn what the birds of the heavens and the beasts of the field are really there for. Because if you look, right, if you notice all these serpents that are on this side, right, here, let me show you. All right. If you look over on this side, all these serpents are solid blue. All of them on the left, they're all solid blue. Whereas when you get to the right side, you know, once you're past the paws, right? Once you're past the paws, everything starts turning red. Oop, shit. You see how it's a mixture here. It's all being mixed together on this side. You get it? So he's combining it. And why is he grabbing it? Because he's subduing, right? That's why he's holding that over his head. He's going to smack the shit out of it, right? Look. About to clop fucking smack that motherfucker. Right, let's go like this. Now that you've seen the symbols, now we can just look at it full screen and you'll get what I'm saying, right? So look, little stuff for you to see. First off, 1, 2, 3 versus 1, 2, and 3. 3 sets of clouds on each side. Now, on this side, everybody's got white eyes, whereas on this side, everybody's got the red going around the white eye now. And in here, if you notice, the red is starting to distribute through the reproductive organs. It's always the same things, okay? It's always the same things. And that's done by subduing, you know, that energy, that ego, that pride, that fucking, you know, oh, your deadly sins. You get what I'm saying? So, if we look closely, the foot is on the red one. The blue one is going around it, but it's going through. Okay? But where they meet at is where it starts to turn red within the other serpents. Because I keep telling you, like, your blood gets produced in your reproductive organs. It doesn't get produced out of your fucking bones. I don't know where they came up with that shit, but they're lying to you for whatever reason. I think the reason that they tell you that is so that you don't know how to cleanse your own blood. Because if you understood that your negative thoughts, right, the lions, right, if you understand that when you don't tame that lion, the lion then gives you all those emotions and things that go running through your system, which changes the water that's in your body. And when the water in your body is corrupted, so's the blood. Because the water is what's converted into the blood. Now, I think they remove this information on purpose because you can literally cleanse your body every single month. Okay? And I think that's why they try to hide it from you, is because this is actually something that'll clean you out. But you have to learn how to subdue these things. Right? You don't want to be reptilian minded. Isn't that what they tell you? Where do you think they got it all from? It's all this shit. So, let's take a look here. All right? Now, notice how you have her sitting here, right? Now, this represents your heart. This represents your mind. Okay? The crescent over here and the sun versus the chalice. Okay? So, you have your heart and your mind. You have the dragon here. What's the other one? You got the angel up here. You have the bird right here. And you have the ox right here. It's showing you the whole cycle. Lion, angel, bird, ox. Okay? So your emotions, your intentions, your thoughts, and the action. Because the ox is where things get produced from. Okay? So that's production, right? So you have the waters and the blood. That's why it's blue and the red. Okay, now you got your boy Jesus down here at the reproductive organs, right? Notice how he's got his crown of thorns, right? Why is that? That's your corona. That's another word for your heart. Okay, so it's the heart that's now in that's being reproduced. Right? It's not her. It's not wisdom. Oh, they be coming up with so much weird shit. Like, notice how. All right, look, check this out, right? Between the pillars, you have the red on this part of the pillar. You have the red on this part of the pillar. But it's blue down here and blue down here, okay? Now, the scroll is coming down. Now, what's a scroll? Your heart unravels into a scroll. I don't know if you knew about that or not, right? So, you've got him down here because it's producing the Christ oils, the energy through the regulation of the emotions, the intentions, and everything of that nature. Okay? Now, this right here, this shape right here is your, what do you call it? Your intestines. because this is all happening right below your stomach, in the womb. Let me see if I can find... go like that. And go like that. Okay, right? That's going to be too small. Hold on, let me get a different picture of them. Now you see it? Look. The draping cloth that's behind the cross. This cloth right here. It's your intestines. You ever seen the cross with that cloth that's draped over it? You ever wonder where they got that from? It's your intestines. I just think, a part of me wants to say that they've been lying to you on purpose, but a part of me just thinks that they just don't know the shit. But, I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. Where the fuck did I put that bag at? Hold on a second. Now, hey, look, check this out, right? So you got your intestinal tract, which is this part right here, right? And what's below your intestine? That's where your stomach is, your womb. That's where everything gets fucking reproduced from, right? Like, I'm starting to think that maybe they just don't know. And that's why they don't teach you about it. Because they would want you to be, you'd be a lot, they wouldn't have to worry about controlling you if you knew these things. Because there wouldn't be people out of control. I think or it's either that or they don't teach us because it makes people go crazy by teaching everybody all this, this god, demon, devil, fucking craziness. It's a hell of a spell, okay? It has one hell of a spell that they've got people under. I'm not going to lie to you. People will treat you like shit. Straight up. Like, people will straight up treat you fucking horrifically. But you can see the whole thing. You can literally see the whole thing in there. So you get what I'm saying? Like, but they'll use this stuff to get people to treat you disrespectfully. Well, yeah, it's all about alchemical transfer. Like, but what's more important than you? I know they don't want you thinking like that, but you're the creator's creation. Like, what the fuck is more important than you? Like, you're supposed to think like that. Like, why would you not feel fucking special? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's like they want you to downplay your specialness. There's nothing like you. Literally, there's nobody else that thinks like you, acts like you, does what you do. Like, there's people that have similar thoughts, right? And you can share your thoughts and grow with each other. But in reality, you're the only you that's ever going to exist. You're very fucking special. And if they remove your ability to see how special you are, you're not going to go, like, you're going to be an unruly, you'll be demooned. You'll be demonized. You'll be pulled off the lunar cycle, which is the thing that gives you the control over the regulation of the flow of everything. And that's what they want. They want you to, because, it's like they want you to think that they're special and you're not. is basically what it boils down to. But all of this is about you. All of the art that you see, all of the ancient fucking stuff, it's all about you. It's about me, it's about you, it's about everybody that's around you. Like, it's all there. The only difference is people's interpretations of it. That's the only thing that regulates these things, is the interpretation, the spells that people get, the scriptures, the spells they put on the pictures. Would you have ever in your fucking life, if you hadn't came across me, would you have realized that that's the chamber of the mind up there? And seriously, would you really have been able to understand it to the point to where you know what all the fucking things in that exist? No, because they hide it. And, you know, part of me feels like they just don't know. I'm getting to a point. I'm getting to a point because, you know, you got to realize that the people that have you believe in this shit are very simple-minded people. You get me? They're very, very simple-minded people. And so, you know, part of me feels like maybe they just don't fucking know. Because if they knew, then they probably wouldn't do the things that they're doing. You get me? That's where I'm starting to go with it, is that they just don't fucking know. They like to pretend like they know, but they don't know, because if they knew, they wouldn't be doing the acts that they're doing off of these things. You know what I mean? God, there's so much symbolism in this shit. Look at this. Look. Check this out. Just the door by itself. Tells you that it's the mind. These are the 4 parts of your brain. Like, no, they did. Everything is very specific. They don't miss it. They're not missing any details. Look, check this out, right? Look. Hold on, wait. Where's the one with the picture of the steps? Hold on, let me show you. This shit is super fucking intricate. And like, there's a whole video floating around with all these people that are freaking out about it. Oh my God, it's just negative. Like, they're always negative. Like, it's the only way they know how to see it. Duh, where's the picture of the steps? The steps aren't on there. But, all right, right, so. Go back. What do I think about this shit? Look at all this. You see Hathor back here, the lioness, right? The one that controls all the fucking emotions and shit, right? You see her with her wings out. So you know she's altered the heart already. Okay. You got your circle of Willis. Look at how they're sitting. No, right? All right. You don't count the arms. Oh shit! Did it on the wrong way. Or hold on. I get rid of all that stuff. Boop, boop. Look, right? Because this is, I don't know where this part is. This is just part that was in there, but I couldn't find the rest of the picture for it. But look, you notice how you got your 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and then the 2 here, right? And then the 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Okay. Now look, you got the face of motherfucking, what's his face? This guy right here. What's his name? What did they name him? Anybody know what they named him? I forget. The Sumerian version. right? Because look, they're just showing you it's the same thing. Because look, here's your boy Horus, the American version, right here, and he's holding on to the lion, right? Because he's subduing the fucking emotions. Okay. All right. Now he's holding the chalice, which is the top of the brain. You got the energy traveling here. Notice how you have him subduing the serpent here. He's got his hand on it, right? It's going into this right here. Okay. Right, here's a serpent going all the way across. No, what is the shape that they're making? The four heads. What is that shape? Look, it's your fucking hips. The bodies make the shape of the hips. Shit. Sorry, dropped my stuff. Like, yo, like you don't even look. Look, shape of the hips. Oops, shit. Sorry. That's your hips. I'd like to see what the other part of this image is. So, let's take a look. Got some kind of a something here. I can't quite make out what that's supposed to be. Oh, yeah, I can, because look, here's the head. So you got the Sphinx back there. Walking. All right. You see it hidden in there? No, they took a lot of fucking effort of putting this shit in there, but keeping it hidden at the same time. It's kind of dope how they did it. Because this is the lioness right here. There's two separate entities in here. There's the lioness right here. Right? And then there's him right here. But this is in the shape of the hips. But look, let me show you something even doper about it. You see you see how they're all sitting? Look. Okay, when you cut off the arms, it's your fucking vertebrae. So it's showing you what it's going through. Yeah, like this. It's your vertebrae. Look. Now you see it? Okay. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Now, why would it be 4 on one side and 2 on the other? Because look, if you notice, this splits this way and this one goes this way, right? One goes down and one's going up. Anybody? Look, there's even a face right here in the middle of it. Because you got the 4 parts of the brain, which get split into the 2. And it's split by how you receive that voice. Because look, sorry, this thing's being a little funky right now. Hold on. Look, check this out, right? This is why I tell you a picture's worth 1,000 words, right? Look, check this out. Because they're telling you philosophy here. If you don't recognize it. Okay. See, one side is emotional. This is your emotions. Whereas this side is your logic. Because this side deals with your brain. But if you notice, they've got the sticks going to the lion, which means that it's subduing the emotions, right? That's why the lion's at the bottom, the sub part, okay? Look. See, this is all about philosophy, okay? So if you look, right, I'm going to show you some details. Look, check this out. Notice how the lion is stepping over the man's face. There's a man's face right here, okay, at the lion's feet, because that's your circle of Willis. Which is the thing that regulates everything through the body. So if you notice, the lion is stepping over it. But that's okay, because this is your logic right here. That's why you have the bird right here, because you have your thalamus, the basal ganglia, all the things that regulate what's being distributed through the body. So it's subduing the lion, whereas on this one, on the emotional side, it's the lion that's the foundation of it. Notice how he steps on the lion's paw. Okay, the lion is connected to the lioness. Lioness, that's female. So this is all emotion being transferred. Okay, this is your emotional transfer versus your logic. Logic has to deal with what the mind controls. So you have your logic versus your emotions. Right. Now, how you receive that depends on you. See, there's a little face right here. You see it in there? See the little dude's face right here? So he's receiving it, right? But this is, look, notice how the serpent is between both. Water, blood. One's running hot. It's the blood that's running hot versus the logic, which is the flow of the waters, right? The waters is where your mind is kept. The blood is the result of those, which leads to actions. Okay? So you have them both reaching One is carrying the water, whereas one is carrying the emotion. Now, if you notice, each one has the 3 arteries that come off the top of it. Both of them on either side. So what you're looking at above them is the turmoil of the decision. It's the creation of the reality, right? So you have one that represents the logic that's subduing the fucking emotions, whereas the other one is ran by the emotions, which are subduing the logic. So, people put a lot of work into this stuff, and it's quite fucking amazing when you get out of all that God, devil, demon bullshit. Like, Dad, do you know how much amazing stuff is around you right now that you miss all the time? Okay? Yeah, it's the joinder of the two. That's why the serpent goes to you right now that you miss all the time. Okay? Yeah, it's the joinder of the two. That's why the serpent goes between. That's why the serpent goes between. You get it? So it's all really dope stuff, man. It's a shame that people have been taught to look at these things from this whole God, demon, devil fucking ideology, because that separates you from some very beautiful things that are left to help remind you. These are things that remind you to keep your shit in check. Yeah, it froze for a second because my battery was about to die. Speaking of which, where's my charge cord? I'll come and chit chat with y'all for a little bit longer. But just think about it. This is one ancient building in America. Just one. Like, let that fucking sit in your mind for a second. This is one building in America. That's it. There's hundreds to thousands of these buildings all around America. Let me see if hold on, it's starting to get a little chilly in here. Hold on a second. Let me add some more wood to the fire. I really love this little wood stove. I'm not going to lie to you. This is my first time having one. This thing is fucking awesome. I know you guys can't see it right now. But this thing is fucking great. I wish I would have figured out these things a long time ago. Dude, I'm gonna put these in every house that I build. Make sure everybody's got chimneys and stuff. Because these things are awesome. Let's get a little fire going. Whoop. A little bit of rubbing alcohol on there. All right, where is, let me see, because if I take this off, you guys aren't going to hear me as well anymore, so hold on. Let me figure this out. Don't worry, I got it. Just hold on. Hold on. Move this bad boy over here. I gotta plug this thing in before it dies. So give me 1 second. Alright, let's see. I think it's on this side. Boop. Alright, there we go. We're charging. Okay, we're good. So, yeah, basically. I mean, so, you know, like, look. So, right here. That's your cross. It's your shoulders, your spinal column, and your your clavicle. That's your cross. Okay, so that's with him right there. Okay, you got the 3 wise men, which are the 3 arteries that come from the top of the brain. Okay, then you have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? What are the 7? The 7 vertebrae. You know, I'll even prove it to you. Look. See the 7 ankhs with the wings? Check it out. It's an ankh with wings. This is what your vertebrae looks like. Like that. And then there's a gap here, like this. And then this part up here is its own thing. But that's your vertebrae. That's what the ankh is. So, the 7 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? The 7, because you have, what are they called? I forget what they're called up there. Because the 12 below is the thoracic. But there's 7 vertebrae that are at the top. Okay? And it's around those 7 that these 3 come from. Because that's part of your circle of Willis. Oh, wait, there's even a fucking circle. Shut the fuck up. Hey, look, I didn't even look at that part yet. Hold on, let's see what they got going on up here. See, look. They got this circle, right, that separates the chambers into 3 sections. Dog, it's all right in front of you. It's always right there. That's hilarious. Because look, you got your left and your right and your center. See the 1, the 2, and the 3. Now these are 3 men, but they're all the 2 men like this. Right? These are their arms. And in the center, this is an eagle. Because, you know, that's the thing that represents the inner part of the mind. Look, let me zoom it out a little bit. See if you can see it a little easier. All right, look, right? You got 1 face here. You got 1 face here. And in the center is the eagle. Why? Look. Look. You got your left hemisphere, right hemisphere, and they're both coming together. All right, there's 2 men sitting on thrones here. Because you're dealing with the physical mind. That's why it's 2 men. Okay. Now, that comes from your circle of Willis. Which, hold on. Let's go like this. Split it again. Bring back the Google Photos. And go to... All right, so check this out, right? So remember, Horus is your basal ganglia, okay? The thalamus and the pituitary, the things that carry the information through the body, okay? So that's the bird. You can't really see the bird very well, so I'm going to try to outline it for you so you can see it. but it goes like this. These are the bird's wings. And that's the bird's head. It's kind of hard to see because it's like, you know, it's a very high detailed part of the photo. But so there's the bird right here, and then the two men's heads on either side. Oh shit, I gotta close my little thing before it smokes me out. Hold on a second. My bad. My bad. Where's my little fire starter piece? Hold on 1 second. Uno momento, friends. Uno momentos. Let's get that going. All right, here we go. Let that burn. Let it burn. Gee, I smoked this place out super quick. Okay, so you got the bird in the middle, and each one has an orb. Of its own. Right, because it's the left, the right, and the center. So you got the one dude right here. See his little eyeballs and his little nose, and he's basically sitting right here, got his big old long beard, and he's got this arm that's reaching out right here. Now this guy has his own arm that's reaching out as well, because they're both coming together. Okay, now this is inside the circle. So it's a circle of Willis. Get it? The circle of Willis? Hey, what are they really selling? What are they really saying? You got to pay attention to what they're saying, right? Circle of Willis. Okay? What are they saying? The circle of will is. What your will is. It's the circle of Willis. Yeah, there you go. Morales, that's exactly what I was getting to. It's the circle of the will that is. Who's the will that is? The gene of I. The is. The is. Isis. See, they make you say it funny so that you don't hear what you're saying. Genesis, the gene of Isis. And it's a circle because, well, you know, it's always about things being complete. The full 360. I know it'll be on my Facebook. I gotta try to upload shit up to YouTube too, because I keep forgetting to. But yeah, I'll try to. My bad. So, you know, either side of that, you have one on the left, you know, the one on the right, right? But both of them go to the 3 chambers because, you know, it's about the regulation of the flow, right? And that goes to the circle of will is, because it's the will of the is, or the I am. You get me? So, you know, it's very complex stuff, but it's very simple at the same time. As long as you know yourself, you can know all of this. That's how it works. Now look, if you notice, right, here's the bird down here. I'd like to be able to see what it is that he's standing on, because I can't quite make it out. It's a little too, it's not, it's not very good. It's very fuzzy, unfortunately. But this is the same bird from up here. Do you get me? Which is above the 7. Because, But see, look, this is the thing, right? Is every fucking body else that you go to is going to tell you demons and hell and devils and Jesus and fucking saints and fucking da-da-da-da-da. Shit is useless. Completely fucking useless, yo. It's like out of pocket. What is this thing not charged? It's charging? The fuck? You get what I'm saying? Do you see what the problem is with creating religion out of these things? Do you see where the problem lies? Because you know what's around this, right? What's around this, what's around that chamber is this section. This is the top of it. This is that other part that I just showed you. This part right here is, matter of fact, here. That is this one. That's this. Feel me? Look, this arch right here is this arch right here. So look, you've got the emotions versus the logic, which is the foundation of the waters and the blood that are being converted. It all goes together, every single last piece of it. Yeah, of course he's standing on a snake. Because the reason that he stands on a snake is because that's the foundation. Whatever they're standing on is the foundation of what is going on. That's why they stand on stuff. Because you'll notice he was standing on one serpent, whereas on the red serpent, whereas the blue serpent was only passing through him. You get me? So, you have your emotion versus your logic. And it's under the arch, right? The arch of the covenant, right? This is a covenant. It's kind of dope, right? But I can show you this. I can show you this globally. Like this was a worldwide system that used to exist. It used to. Unfortunately, now, everywhere that you look, you go and look at these things. Everywhere that you look, and they're like, "Oh, that's fucking Moloch. He's a demon, and that's a fucking angel, and that's a god right there, and that's this, that's that." And none of that shit fucking. No, they didn't steal it, Logan. They didn't steal it. They gave you the version that they were given. Because they had to be subdued. So they were given a version that subdued them from doing horrific things. But then they perverted it and translated it into their own shit and tried to make their own translations of it, which didn't work out. It was never stolen. You can't steal something that's put out for everybody to see. It's literally left there for the purpose of people seeing it. You get me? But they made their own interpretations of it afterwards. That's where things got fucked up. Is because, you know, they started looking at things differently. Right? They had a new view. All right, you see the three lions, the 1, the 2, and the 3. So now that we know what the lions are, so they were being overpowered by their emotions. Bro, miss me with the bullshit, bro. It wasn't stolen. It was taught. You can't steal something that is a worldwide system. The knowledge got lost because of their interpretations of it, that their new interpretation of it, but that you can't steal something that's left there for everybody. That's impossible. Do I study the Kabbalah? No. I mean, you know, I study symbols, so it's kind of everything that they study. And all their little secret organizations and bullshit. I wouldn't even say that it's hidden, because it's all right in plain sight. This is in the entrance to the fucking Capitol building, and it's not hidden. There's nothing hidden about this. This is the fucking problem, is y'all so negative about everything. There's nothing hidden about this. There's shit like this in all the Capitol buildings. Y'all gotta stop listening to, like, they gave you all these ideas of it being fuck shit just so that you wouldn't be able to look at it for what it was. Like, how is it hidden? It's literally in every single state all around the country, all around the world. No, it's not hidden because you don't teach people. If they don't know, how can they teach you what they don't know? Why do you think they took such fucked up interpretations of it? It's guesswork. They don't fucking know. They don't know. Yeah, like y'all so stuck in this negativity thing. Yeah, y'all get stuck. Y'all get stuck with this negative indoctrination. They can't teach you what they don't know. If they knew it, they wouldn't do the things that they did. No, it's not the fucking truth. It's your truth. You choose to have that be your truth. That doesn't make it the truth. Because it's literally out there. It's everywhere. It's not their fault that you don't know your own system. It's not their fault that you don't know how your system is compared to nature. You've been told about this your whole entire life. Whether you grew up in religion or whether you grew up out of religion makes no difference, because you've heard that you're connected to everything in one way, shape, or form. Whether it was science, right? Science tells you that everything's made out of atoms. Okay, so if everything's made out of atoms, and everybody's always telling you what's external reflects what's internal, and da-da-da-da-da, all this spiritual shit that everybody fucking speaks about all the time, but nobody puts the pieces together, it's not their fault that you don't put the pieces together. That's your journey. It's not disguised. How is it disguised? It's only disguised because you didn't take the time to learn it. You didn't look at it. You didn't analyze it. You didn't compare it. You didn't fucking put the pieces together. How is that a disguise? They got other things to teach you about. How is it anybody else's fault? See, this is the problem, is y'all want to give everybody else credit for the things that you didn't do. No. No, that's not a disguise. How the fuck is it a disguise? That just means that you gotta go and learn some shit. That means you're not paying attention. It's literally around you everywhere. Whole world's full of it. You've been looking at all the same shit the whole entire time. You just took what somebody else told you about it instead of looking into it yourself. This is the problem with everybody. No accountability. Oh, they didn't teach us. Motherfucker, they taught you everything else. Man, stop that shit, Logan. I don't want to hear that shit, bro. You got all these fucking excuses, dog. Like, I'm about to boot you, yo. Dead ass. Like, I'm about to just boot you out, yo. Because your motherfucking... Your refusal to stop being negative is apparent. You want to make all these excuses. You've studied a million things in life. You didn't choose to look into this. How's that anybody else's fault but yours? You say it's taught in the Americas. Well, how come you didn't know it then? Like, think about that shit, bro. Like, the shit that you're saying is just, like, no accountability. No fucking... Like, bro. If I learned it, you could learn it. Think about that. No, not you, Logan. The other Logan. They don't disguise shit. It's literally all around you. Stop saying that. Like, what is wrong with y'all? Nobody told you that you had to believe what they told you. Right? You chose that. That's your what? You chose to be possessed. You agreed to it. Yeah, because I found it to be important. You've studied a bunch of things that you found to be important. Right or wrong? Right or wrong? Think about that. You know how to build a fucking house. You know how to fucking run electric. You know how to do plumbing. You know how to do... I paid attention to this. It was my choice. You had the choice to pay more attention to this the whole entire time. What the fuck is this dog barking about? Hold on a second. Let's see what all the fuss is about. I don't even see nothing going on. He used to be out there talking to everything in the neighborhood. So this is the thing, is y'all can sit here and make all the excuses for what you decided to put your time into. But that's what you chose to put your time into. You might have decided to play video games. You might have decided to fucking watch sports. You might have decided that you were going to go out getting drunk. You might have decided that you were going to sit there and write a book. You might have decided that you were going to draw this or do that. Bro, you made the choices and the decisions to look into these things that you were interested in. I was interested in this, so I looked into this. Nobody hid this. It just wasn't there for you because you weren't seeking it out. Here, let me help you out. Because you're just annoying. Bye. Anybody else need to be shown some love? Because, look, I love you, but if you're going to sit here and fucking just be negative and spew nonsense, I'll help you find a place where you can not be so fucking irritated. Look, I love you. I will set you free. real quick. We're grown. We're grown. You have the ability to focus on whatever you want to focus on. Wise, I've gone through this whole entire, bro, it's so much, like it took me like two to 3 hours, bro. I can't fucking just go over everything so easily. Like, we're on page 3. Okay, like we went through this one over here, this one over here, and this one over here. Okay, all 3 of these are on this live. Okay? But I'll be uploading it to my Facebook. Don't mind the people having a good time. I gotta look into this one, though. I haven't looked at this one yet, but I'm gonna have to eventually. But I don't know if this is necessarily in there. I know this one's in the Capitol building, but I'm not sure where this image came from because I haven't found any other images of it. But dude, like, the work that these people put into this stuff is fucking amazing, yo. And it's a shame that everybody's been taught to look at everything through these views that they were given. God, look at how they lined it up. Look, you see what's across the street? Look. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5. Now, there's another one. There's a 6th one in there, but you can't really see it when you're looking at it straight ahead. But you see how they did that? Look. 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6. And the 7th one in the center. Bro, it's think about how they thought of this out. Like, yo, think about how much fucking thought they put into this shit. Like, think about it. Even looking at it through here across the street still gives you the same part of it. Like, that's crazy, right? Like, look at like bro. You know, you got your cerebellum down here, which is your lions. Okay, that's the 5th. Okay, you got your frontal, your perennial, your lombatic, and your occipital. You have the mind being split on both sides, and then you have your emotional responses, which is the lions at the base of it, where your cerebellum would be. Like, it's wild, yo. It's wild. Then you have the 3 that come from the circle of Willis. Like, look, it's even a fucking... Look, this is the circle of Willis. It goes up like this, goes out this way, and then it breaks down into the 1, 2, and the 3. Sorry, that part of my screen must be jacked up. And the 1, 2, 3 that go down go right past your cerebellum, which is the lions, because the cerebellum is the thing that controls your emotional response, which is based off of your what? Your pride, your ego, and all that other shit. Then you got the 4 chambers of the mind on each side of it. Like, bro, like, it's so intricate. Like, somebody really fucking took some time to work to come up with all this shit. Think about how fucking wild that is, yo. Like, that's a lot of work. But yeah, this is my projector. I set it up this way so I could have these lessons. But look, ladies and gentlemen, I've been running this for a very long time. It's going to take me about a fucking hour just to download this. Okay, and then I got to spend like 4 or 5 hours trying to upload it to Facebook, and then probably like another 3 hours trying to upload it into my to my YouTube channel, okay? So, I think I'm going to cut it here. Thank you guys for kicking it with me. Sorry it took so long to get things rolling. But we'll have some more presentations. We'll break down. What you're going to find is that when we start breaking down all these symbols, what you're going to find is that they're all the same thing. It's all about you. And that's the part that I need you to recognize and I need you to acknowledge, is the fact that each one of these was created for your eyes. It was all created for you and about you. Every single last one of them has messages for you and about you. That's the fucking thing. I gotta get back to some of the Michael Jackson videos, but no, I haven't lately. I've been doing all kinds of shit. I had to build this. I had to build this whole fucking thing. It's still not done yet, but it's getting there. But thank y'all for kicking it with me. I hope y'all enjoyed the shit. And I will catch y'all on the next round. I promise you, what you're going to find is that it's the same knowledge, the same sacred shit that's been shared through every single civilization all through time. That's because all of us are connected. All of these different civilizations are connected. And that's the part they don't want you to know. Okay? Catch y'all later.